What we doing outside? Hey guys, it's Daniel the Movie Buff here, and I thought I wanted to give you basically a new movie news roundup. This isn't going to be something I'm going to do all the time. I may not ever do this ever again, actually, but I realized there's quite a fair bit of news, mostly pertaining to Disney. So I thought, you know what, there's a lot of talk going around and it's just blowing up the internet, so why don't I give you my thoughts on it? The main news is that Pixar finally confirmed The Incredibles 2. The Incredibles isn't a movie that I love. It's actually not even one of my favorite Pixar movies. I feel like it's very mean-spirited and kind of dull, actually. I don't hate it, but I really like the idea. But overall, I think it just falls flat for me. It's very mean-spirited, and the characters in itself are very mean-spirited, all of them. So it's not really a film I can get into, but I have been saying, yes, make an Incredibles 2, because I would like to see where these characters are. They made a Cars 2, so why can't they make an Incredibles 2? Well, finally, guys who have been begging Pixar to make The Incredibles 2, your wish has come. Please stop raining the internet with, I want an Incredibles 2! Because you finally got it. And I actually was pretty excited by this news, because as I said, I would like to see where these characters are going. And I want to see how an Incredibles 2, how they can make that relevant today, with all the superhero movies coming out. When The Incredibles came out, there wasn't a whole plethora of comic movies or even superhero movies. So I want to see how The Incredibles 2 fits into today's world. So that'll be interesting to see as well. I hear that Brad Bird is returning. I don't think they would do it without Brad Bird. So I think he's returning. Also, Cars 3 is a real thing. Don't screw it up, Pixar. Anyway, also, we got some news, a little bit of news about Star Wars Episode 7. I'm really looking forward to Star Wars Episode 7. It's actually not my most anticipated movie of next year. Actually, Bond 24 is. It used to be Batman vs. Superman, but then that moved. And so now we got Bond 24 as my most anticipated. But Star Wars is probably my second most anticipated for next year. I just hope that they don't screw it up like they did the prequels. That's the only reason why it's not my most anticipated, because there's a slight chance they could screw up. But we got some news that apparently it will take place 30 years after Return of the Jedi, which makes a lot of sense. And it will feature mostly new characters, but some familiar faces as well. I think that's all that we've been hearing about Star Wars. So it's really nothing new, but now we know it takes place 30 years after. Oh, I can actually picture Mark Hamill just with a walking stick for some reason. He's gotten old, hasn't he? They all have. Also, the third Maleficent trailer, I almost called it Magnificent. I don't care about this movie, was released. I watched it, unfortunately. People say this looks good, where to me it looks so corny and so cheesy that you just like, what are they saying? The effects look goofy as hell. The dragon at the end of the trailer looked cool. I can't remember if that was in any of the other trailers, actually. I've forgotten all the other trailers because they're so forgettable. It looks so forgettable. There's actually an effect where Magnificent basically just flicks the three fairies into a box, and that looks goofy as hell. I just laughed at that. It's like but it doesn't look good, and it's also a new banner which people are also saying looks good, and I think it's one of the most ugliest things I've ever seen in my life. So basically, we got mostly Disney news. Star Wars Episode 7, Maleficent new trailer, which I don't know why people are liking that, and The Incredibles 2 and Cars 3.